truth, justice, and the human way? Wait, what? What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Hollywood Rewrites History, where James Gunn decides that nearly 100 years of cultural legacy is just too darn patriotic. Well, too patriotic for 2025. We're talking about Superman ditching truth, justice in the American way for something that sounds like it was focus grouped by a corporate HR department. So buckle up, because we're flying straight into this red-caped controversy faster than a speeding virtue signal. What's up, Nerd Nation? It's your friendly neighborhood critic with a spine. If you're new here, welcome to the Critical Nerd. I'm your humble host, Chris. This is the place where truth, sarcasm, and a dash of justice still mean something. And at my 29,000 plus subscribers, you guys, yes, you guys are the real heroes. Unlike whoever approved this ridiculous change in Superman's motto. Truth, justice, and the American way? Nah, that's too iconic, too unifying, too American. We've got something way better now. Truth, justice, and the human way. Because nothing inspires hope like corporate focus tested globalist mush. So let's rewind for a second. Truth, justice, and the American way wasn't just a slogan, it was a declaration. Most people think it came straight from the original Superman comics, but here's the kicker. It didn't. The phrase actually originated from the Adventures of Superman radio series that ran from 1940 to 1951, created as a way to boost American morale during World War II. It became truly iconic when it appeared in the 1950s TV series starring George Reeves. Created by two Jewish kids from Cleveland, Jerry Siegel and Joel Shuster, who saw their adopted country as a beacon of hope. Superman embodied what America could be, welcoming immigrants, punching fascists in the face, and reaching for the stars. This wasn't jingoistic nationalism. This was America at its aspirational best. But apparently, that's just a little too much for modern Hollywood. Now, this isn't the first time someone's tried to mess with Superman's motto. Back in 2021, DC Comics announced that they were changing it to truth, justice, and a better tomorrow during DC fandom. Fans weren't thrilled, but at least a better tomorrow had some aspirational quality to it. But the human way? That's where people are drawing the line. I mean, what does that even mean? When Superman says, "I'm here for truth, justice, and the human way," it sounds like he's reading from a diversity training manual instead of inspiring hope. And this change is official. Merchandise for James Gunn's Superman film describes the character as the embodiment of truth, justice, and the human way. And since Gunn reportedly approves all the toys and merchandise, this is definitely intentional. So why are fans so upset? Well, you have people who see this as Hollywood's continued attempt to distance American properties from, well, America. The argument goes like this. When people around the world are in crisis, where do they turn? When there's a natural disaster, humanitarian crisis, or a threat to democracy, who gets the call? America. That's what the American way represented. On the flip side, some fans argue Superman should represent universal values since he saves people worldwide. But even those fans think the human way sounds clunky and corporate, like they're trying too hard to be politically correct instead of just leaving it out entirely. Now look, I'm going to be straight with you. I believe Superman is an American hero, and here's why. Yes, I know he was born on Krypton, but that's not what made him Superman. What made him Superman was his upbringing in Smallville, Kansas, by Jonathan and Martha Kent, two salt-of-the-earth Americans who taught him the values that define his character. Think about it. Superman's origin story is literally the American immigrant experience. An alien child comes to America, is adopted by a loving family, and grows up to embody the best of American values, helping others, standing up for the little guy, and using his gifts to make the world better. The Kents didn't just raise Clark, they raised him with American values, hard work, honesty, humility, and service to others. As one fan perfectly put it, the most powerful man on earth could still be a farm boy with good manners. That's not universal, that's specifically American heartland values. Superman says please and thank you, helps with farm chores, and learned that with great power comes great responsibility. Hat tip to Spider-Man and Uncle Ben from a Kansas farmer, not from some cosmic entity. The American way isn't about American superiority. It's about American ideals. The idea that anyone from anywhere can come to America and become something greater. That's Superman's story, and that's America's story. When we strip away the American way, we're not making Superman more universal. We're making him less meaningful. So, why the change? Well, let's be real. This is about marketing and sanitizing Superman for international audiences while sprinkling in political messaging at home. Reports claim this film includes scenes of Americans throwing cans at Superman's head, arguments with the president, and political commentary that feels more like Twitter arguments and tights than timeless superhero storytelling. This change comes at a particularly charged political moment, with everyone going on in the country at taking American out of Superman's motto feels tone deaf to people who still believe in American ideals and what the country can represent at its best. Here's the thing. Words matter. Symbols matter. Superman isn't just an alien in spandex. He's a cultural icon who represents the best of us. And the American way isn't about nationalism. It's about ideals, aspiration, hope, and freedom. The irony is that while Hollywood tries to humanize Superman by stripping away his American roots, it only makes him less grounded, less meaningful, and honestly, less super. Truth, justice, and the human way sounds like a bad slogan for a corporate charity drive. If James Gunn wanted to avoid political controversy, why make the change at all? The 2013 Man of Steel didn't include the motto, and nobody complained about its absence. Sometimes the best move is just not making a move. Look, I'm not saying the Superman movie will be bad because of this change. James Gunn has made some great films. But symbols matter. And when you change something that's been part of character's identity for nearly 80 years, people are going to notice. At the end of the day, Superman belongs to all of us. Fans who believe in doing the right thing, standing up for others, and maybe that's the real tragedy here. Instead of finding a way to honor the character's history while making him relevant to modern audiences, we got a model that pleases no one and inspires internet arguments. What do you guys think? Should Superman stick with the American way, or are you okay with this change? Let me know in the comments below. Hit that like button if this got you thinking, and subscribe if you want more deep dives into comic book controversies. Thanks for watching, and remember, truth, justice, and calling out bad ideas when we see them. Critical Nerd, out.